Hi, my name is Eric Lapierre. I am auditioning from Tombstone, Arizona. That's why I'm dressed like this. Alright. The Decatur House was built in 1818 for Stephen Decatur. He was a Commodore in the United States Navy and a war hero. His wife and himself lived there in D.C. Now, the building has been standing there for over 200 years. It's currently being used as a museum to highlight and showcase African American history. Now, the history with Decatur was a bit grim, and I think they tried to detour from that grim history. Visitors to the Decatur House and employees alike have reported just an overwhelming cramping of the abdominal area, and people have doubled over trying to grab furniture before they hit the floor. Others have had nauseating feelings where they had to be rushed to the restroom. In worst case scenarios, people have had signs of internal bleeding even after leaving the museum. Now, doctors have examined these people. They've tried to figure out what is going on, if there was anything in the building causing these things, and there's been no explanation. But tonight, I'm going to offer you a paranormal explanation. Stephen Decatur very much holds power over that house. Decatur had gotten himself into an argument with another Commodore by the name of James Barron. They got into a duel. Decatur was shot in the abdominal region and rushed upstairs. He died in that second story floor bedroom. What I need to do is tell you a little bit about James Barron first. James Barron was a seasoned officer in the United States Navy. He was assigned a new ship, the USS Chesapeake. It sailed out to sea and was intercepted by the HMS Leopard, which was a British warship. They came across Barron, told him to surrender his ship, surrender his men, and he did. When they boarded the ship, they were looking for British mutineers. They found 4 men that they said were British sailors. The 3 of them were severely punished right on the ship, brutally beaten. The 4th wasn't so lucky. They hung him from the mast of the Chesapeake. This was an American ship. The British had done this. This was a black eye for the United States and humiliating for Barron. Barron, of course, was court-martialed because of his lack of leadership, his cowardice, and the biggest proponent for getting Barron out of the Navy was Decatur. He was there at that court-martial, was very outspoken, believed that this man should never have been an officer in the United States Navy, and he should be ejected out as soon as possible. One other thing to be known here is that Decatur was a subordinate of Barron at one time. He learned how to be an officer himself from Barron. Barron was ejected out of the United States Navy. He reapplied, he requested several times, and he got himself back in after 5 years. But he was never truly accepted back in. People would talk about how he was a coward and that this is not the guy you want as a leader. You don't even want to be on this guy's ship. He lived with this humiliation for 12 years before he finally had enough. He wanted to regain his honor. He went to Decatur's house, this house, called Decatur out and said, "I want to duel you for my honor." The 2 men met out in the street, possibly right here where we're standing. They pointed, aimed, and shot at each other. Barron was hit. He lived to tell the tale. Decatur, on the other hand, was hit in the abdominal region. He went down to the ground. They rushed him inside the house. Surgeon was brought in. He was sewn up 3 times. The surgeons couldn't stop the bleeding. They started using every sheet and bed linen they had ever in the house. Everything soaked with blood. All bled through. Decatur was quoted as to saying, "I did not know any man could suffer such pain." It took 2 days for him to die. When he died, his wife was distraught, so badly that she had to be sedated. She was never the same after this incident. And directly after this incident, people started seeing Decatur. Mainly in this window right here. they would see him standing there watching people pass by. There was a belief that he may have been looking for Barron to regain his own honor for a second duel. It was so unnerving to people passing by that they eventually bricked it up, and that's why it's bricked up today. Now, he's also seen leaving out of the Decatur house out of the back door. Usually early in the morning, employees have seen him coming out with a pistol in hand before he disappears. Now, Decatur, we could only hope that he finds peace, but it has been 200 years now. And this phenomenon still happens. People still see him. And I believe myself that as long as this building still stands, Decatur will still haunt it.